Hey everyone, welcome to tutorial number 3 of our portfolio tutorial series. And today we are going to be talking about what kind of content you should be adding to each of your pages. So let's get into it. Remember that we start in our Google Drive, going to our portfolio folder. And while you're in here, I just want to talk for a second before we go to our Google site portfolio. I just want to talk for a second about what kinds of things you should be putting into this portfolio folder. I know we kind of talked about it in video 1, but as a reminder, anytime you do something in one of your classes that you are proud of, you should be putting it in here. If you do something that took a lot of work, a lot of effort, put it in your portfolio folder in Google Drive. If there's something that you got a really great score on, stick it in here. You can use any kind of Google Doc, Google Slides, any pictures. We can even put videos in. So we're going to talk about all of those kinds of things today and show you how you can be putting them in your portfolio. So I'm going to my portfolio by double clicking, and here we are on my portfolio page. Let's click into one of these. I'm going to pick English. So to get there, because this button isn't going to work for me while I'm in edit mode, I'm going to use this pages navigation bar over here on the right. And I'm going to find my English page. And that's how I'm going to get to it. All right. So the essential concepts are things that every department has worked together to decide that are the most important things for students to learn. So if you're not sure what your essential concepts are in English, ask your English teacher. So essential concept number 1 might be write an argument essay. So you can just go click right in there and type in what you want to say right there. Now, a couple of things that I would like to suggest that you do is to make this page feel like you, just like you did with your home page. So you can come in here and you can change how it looks, change the fonts if you want to. You can go in and change the image if you want to. You can do all kinds of things here to make this feel like your page. So you do have options to change this any way you need to. One thing you can do is drag this. You can kind of squish it together and it turns into like one box instead of having two side-by-side boxes. And a data analysis, maybe instead of that, for this particular thing that I'm going to share, my argument essay, instead of having a data analysis, I'm going to have a reflection. Guys, it's a great idea to reflect on what you learned and the process that you went through in order to make this thing happen. So I could type up in here when I first got the assignment, and then talk about the steps I took to get to the end of my assignment and how I felt about my product and whatever it is. But another thing we can do is add in some different kinds of content, making sure my cursor is in this box, okay? And I'm gonna double click it and look at what I can do. I can add something from my drive. I could upload something from my Chromebook. I could look at the images that I have, or I could embed something here if I had an embed code, or I can even just add some more text boxes. But I'm going to go to Google Drive and click that one, and it brings up my menu of my Google Drive. So I need to find my portfolio folder. There it is. And I'm going to find my argument essay. This really isn't an argument essay, but I'm going to click on it and pretend it is because it's a Google Doc. And then I'm going to insert it. Let's double check in the preview tab and see what happens. Look, when I'm in preview preview, I can see that if I scroll down, I'll be able to see the whole entire thing. Or I could click right here and pop it out into its own window. So that is pretty awesome, that I can just, with a couple of clicks, put my whole argument essay right in there and be able to read it later on. So that's one thing I can do. Let's go down a little bit farther, and let's say that I'm going to do essential concept number 2 is poetry. And so I have a poem here, and I can talk about how I did my poem, where my inspiration came from. I'm reflecting on that. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit this plus button. And again, I have those same different kinds of options. I can upload something from my Chromebook. I can select an image. I can go to my Google Drive. I can even add a YouTube video here, or make myself a calendar or a map, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to go back to my Drive just because I already have some things in there. And this time I'm going to say that my poem was so cool that I made it like very visual, and I took a screenshot of it. And so it's actually a PDF. So I put that PDF into my Google Drive, and now I double click it and it pops in right here. Now, I don't like that I can't see this whole thing. And you know what? I can fix that. So I'm going to stretch it out till it looks good. Maybe I don't like having this attached to the bottom of it. That's okay. Let's move it over. Oops. You can grab each little piece by itself and move it over. I can have it centered. I can drag it over to this side. I have so many options. All right, so we've been able to look at PDFs or images, same thing. We've been able to put in a Google Doc. Let's go put in a Google slide. We're going to say this is research. Oh, wow. I don't know if I need 3 boxes here. So maybe I need to delete some of those. All I do is click on that box and hit the trash. And I can do it that way. Or if I decide, you know what, this is just too much to work with what's here, I'm going to delete this whole section, and I'm going to come over here and close out my Google Drive, go back to my insert menu, and pick something that is a better idea, or a better fit for what I need to do. So maybe this one right here is better. I'm going to click it, and it kind of put it to the bottom of my page. That's okay. Just grab it, drag it up there, put it under essential concept number 3, which is research. I'm going to go to my plus sign. For this one, I did a slideshow. So I'm going to do my Google Drive, go find my portfolio folder again, and I'm going to add in this slideshow from Google Slides. And of course, I'm going to reflect on what I learned. And if I want this to be bigger, I can stretch it out and make it bigger, move it around, make it look however I want. So that's some of the things that you can do with each of your pages. So let's just go ahead and preview, and so we can see what that page is going to look like when it's published. And there we go. I can click through my slideshow right here on the page, or I could even pop it out and go to its own page and have it full screen. So lots of cool things you can do with your portfolio. Just remember that your content is whatever you're proud of, whatever shows you're learning. And it's awesome to have that, but what makes it even more important is this reflection piece. When you think about what you've done and how you accomplished it, and you write about that, that's something that's going to last forever. All right, well, now we just have to go back to the home page and do that for the rest of the classes. That's it for today. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time.